like trying to, kind of do a reimagining of the origin story. But no, I didn't think it was bad. I give it right now though. I give it like a 7 out of 10, just
Yeah,
because like nothing's really happened yet.
yeah,
But
sure.
I did think like him getting if they're gonna go in with the like anime, they should just like I like that they kind of went all in with it. Like you said, the anime power ups. Like he kind of just like had the blue eyes and then or like I don't know what the it's just him like I know just using his powers, but like they did make it look cool. I mean, I think that is like pretty cool. But I do agree with you. Like the backgrounds being kind of cheap, not cheap, but like you said, unfinished, or it just doesn't really do it for me. Although I don't mind the animation style itself, but yeah,
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm in the same boat. See, like, it's a pilot episode,
yeah, I know.
so yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and be like super critical about it or be like, yeah,
Yeah,
there's definitely a pilot episode. Like, yeah, like the backgrounds, you know what I mean? Like, the backgrounds need to be like finished like fully, and like there was even like one shot with Lois where it was essentially like a vignette. She had
yeah,
like the corners were white. Like sometimes they just don't finish the backgrounds, which I don't know if they're going for like a certain charm or not. But like the thing about um like oh like it's cheap and that's its charm. It has to actually be cheap. Like there has to be passion behind it. I don't like projects that have millions of dollars going into them that go out of their way to look bad because it's quote unquote charming if it does. Like at that
yeah,
point that to me that just shows laziness and a lack of effort. I mean, like I did say, it is a pilot episode, so I'm not going to come down on it super hard. The entirety of the series isn't even done yet. So I mean
yeah.
like of the season, yeah, it's not even done yet, so it's like we're kind of just starting things out. I thought it was like pretty okay. I'm excited to see where this goes. I did like the anime references with Casca and Guts and Evangelion with the robots.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Superman's voice actor. I don't know if you recognized him. It's Huey from The Boys.
Yeah, I did. I remember seeing that before the show started.
Yeah, it
But
is Jack Quaid, I think is his name.
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
wasn't trying to be too over. Like I like you said, it's a pilot episode. I did feel like it's some things I was being like a little hard on it for, like him getting the black eye and stuff. I know they're kind of just doing that for dramatic effect and stuff, but I mean, it like you said, it's a pilot, and it did grab me. So
yeah,
I'm interested to see where it goes next.
yeah. No, I am too. I've currently watched all the episodes except the fourth one, and that's kind of when we're like giving these little reviews on it.
Yeah,
But I enjoy it so far. It's something that I will come back to every week, not just I don't know. Like for me at this point of the game, I'm not sitting there throughout the week like, oh, when's the next episode? Like, man, I need another episode of My Adventures with Superman. I'm just
yeah. I
kind
think
of like,
something
yeah,
bigger needs to happen first before I'm at that point as well. I
yeah,
agree.
absolutely. I'm kind of in that state of like, okay, I'll watch this because it's something to watch. It's a cartoon that I enjoy with characters that I enjoy, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
go back to it. Like, it gives me feelings of like the first season of Demon Slayer. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
The like that kind of took like a little bit to kind of
yeah,
get going. A
yeah,
couple
it takes a
episodes.
little bit to get going. It takes some build up. The first season wasn't really all that, in my opinion. And then like the ending was cool, and then like Mugen Train, and then it just kept going. And I feel like we're kind of
Yeah,
just getting ready to that, because at least like where we're at, I don't think Superman has all of his powers yet.
it didn't
And
seem like it. No.
yeah, and they're like, I'll talk about it when we get to like episode 3. I think there's some like new setup with a new premise, which is interesting. And if it comes to fruition, I kind of want to see where they're going with it. I got a
Okay.
good
Yeah.
feeling going forward. Like I'm not like I'm not like super about the show or super hating it. I enjoy it right now, and I'm just gonna keep watching it until either it gets wicked good and then I'm clamoring for it, or like otherwise it gets really bad and I stop watching it.
Yeah. Hopefully the former. Yeah. It kind of seemed like he was like unlocking his powers one at a time. Like every time his like eyes would go blue, and then like he like run like because he got the flight at the beginning, and then like you pointed out, he kind of got the durability the second time he did that. It just kind of seems like, at least from my view, that they're kind of coming like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I mean, although he did have the super strength when he was like fighting the, I don't know, maybe I'm just out of it. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
he had his
excited.
strength in his flight from when he saved the car crash,
Yeah,
but like he I think
you
he
know
got
where my
like
thought process was with that though. Like, doesn't it kind of seem like whenever he needs it, it like comes to him
I mean it's
like
anime,
very
buddy.
anime esque. Yeah,
It's
no,
anime.
I know.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
an
I guess that
anime
does
take on
that,
it, so yeah, we're
that
gonna get
definitely
that.
answers it. Okay.
Yeah, it's an anime take on Superman, so we're going to get instances where it's like power of friendship or like, oh, I really
Yeah.
need it, and then he's gonna like actually,
Yeah, no,
get there.
I'm not
So
saying I necessarily like hate it. I'm not trying to like bash it or anything. I'm just saying that like from my observation, that's kind of how it's going.
yeah.
But yeah,
All right, sweet.
I'm,
So we're gonna go
I'm
on
excited
episode
to keep
two.
watching.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we're going on episode two. We'll let you know what we think about that.
cool. Well, I was a fan of the live wire redesign. That was kind of cool. She had like the shoulder pads and stuff.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like how like when she got zapped by the crystal, it kind of fused her armor into her.
Yeah, that was
So
I did enjoy that as well.
yeah, so she's kind of like like the powers are more fused into her, so she's probably gonna come back with like electric powers without having to have like the
Like
armor and
be
stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah, and then dude, the Jor-El goes so hard.
Oh yeah, dude, the Jor-El redesign, like, yeah, I know he looks like Odin. I frankly don't care. Like, he
Yeah,
looks,
He looks incredible.
don't care.
yeah,
Yeah,
Don't
it looks
don't care.
fantastic.
yeah,
I think that
just
might
like,
be the best like Jor-El look I've seen.
yeah. I mean, I would
Looking like a
replace that.
fucking deity.
Facts. I would replace the like triangle jewel he has in his forehead with his traditional like gold band that goes around his forehead. But that's just me
Yeah,
because I'm a huge fan for the animated series.
yeah, no, I actually I like his look in the animated series too, but it's just like he looks like it's just he looks so much cooler in this one. I don't know.
Yeah,
I do dig the headband though. I like that would be the one thing I would change as well.
yeah. See, like I,
But I have no complaints though. I very much enjoy his look.
yeah.
Just
What do you think about, in your words, Pokemon trainer Destro?
I won't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a fan of the look
Bro, and
as of right now.
he said Pokemon trainer Deathstroke. I was like, oh my god, that's exactly what he.
Like the first thing I like thought of when I saw his face was like, okay, this dude's like in a gang in a Pokemon game. Like he looks like a Team Rocket member or like a Team Magma
Why
or
was my
whatever.
world detail at fucking medium? Excuse me,
Like he's even got the
motherfucker.
hair covering one of his eyes. Like instead of the eye patch he normally has. I don't know, man. I just like Deathstroke has to have his mask on, in my opinion. Like,
I
well, he doesn't have to, but like at least give him the eye patch or something, man. I don't know. I know
I
this is like the beginning of the series too, so like something it could progress, to the point where he looks different. But as of right now, I'm not high on the look. As of episode 2.
yeah, no, I feel that. I hope that like later on they kind of do more like they bring his armor out, or he like feels like he has to fight Superman, so he puts on his mask or something like that. I
Yeah,
mean, he like covers one of his eyes as like a cheeky like, yeah, it's an anime reference, but it's also like he doesn't have that eye. So
Mhm.
I think it would be cool if like
yeah,
he
yeah.
either eventually lost the eye, or like that eye kind of like Datara from Naruto, where it's like that eye's hooked up to like a high tech apparatus thing, so that's like why it's not like visible, you know?
Yeah, that would be acceptable too. I just hope they like like do something like to change his look or like something has to. I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm just hoping he looks closer to how he looks in a lot of other media.
Not getting that till season finale, probably.
yeah, that's
Oh
probably gonna
yeah,
be, yeah.
well,
That's the
like I
reason I'm
said,
not crazy.
I know it's the begin. It's only episode 2. Like I'm not like gonna like take off a ton of points for that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But also, I never really considered Deathstroke a Superman villain though, so it's kind of interesting
That
that he's
is
in
true
this.
too. I kind of like how they're taking him as like he's kind of like Diet Amanda Waller, where like
Yeah,
he'll do field stuff, but he's kind of in charge of this whole case. And like, to be completely fair, like I don't know why. Like, call me whatever you want for this. I kind of sympathize with Amanda Waller some of the time. Because if these random dudes just started flying around and throwing cars and just being able to blow up buildings by farting, like
yeah.
I would want to like I
No,
would want a plan. So
I
like I
totally get it
get
too.
it.
Yeah.
So like with him kind of I think it's kind of cool how
I get I get wanting a plan, but still eat shit.
true. But like I can kind of I think it's kind of cool how like Deathstroke's kind of like you can tell they're kind of playing it off as like, just tell us who you know, who's this guy. But you can tell they're probably like shitting their pants. They're probably like, who is this fucking flying man, and why
Yeah.
is he saving people? So I think that
That's
will
our
be,
job.
yeah, I think that will be something that kind of comes up later. Is that like they'll kind of I think they're gonna go back to when Deathstroke said we're the good guys, and I think they're gonna come back to that, and they're gonna say like, well, if you were a good guy, you'd be with the government, and then it comes down to like, is the government always the good guy? Is it better to just do it yourself individually? Like, there's a lot of like room for cool interpretation like that, and I hope it comes back in later episodes, and I hope it's like, I don't know, I hope there's like some kind of thing that makes them not on the same side, because to
Yeah,
me,
I was gonna ask, do you think like he's working for her right now, or she's working for him, or like?
oh, I think Amanda Waller's a high O. I don't think they're ever gonna have Amanda Waller work for Slade Wilson, but I think that like, because right now, a conversation with Superman is all that's needed to be done.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it
true.
really is. Like if Slade just like went in the middle of the city and was like, Superman, like I'm with the government, we need to talk. I think Superman would go like, all right, and like have a conversation, kind of like in
Yeah,
Man of Steel. He would just kind of come along and be like, yeah, let me explain myself. And it's like they don't know how to hold him because at this point
yeah,
he doesn't know anything about his physiology. He doesn't know about kryptonite. He doesn't know about red sun radiation. So I'm like,
yeah,
if he doesn't know that about himself, they would not know that about him. So there's
yeah. So
like no
they,
reason why they can't just talk it out at this point in time. But it is also the government, and this is also a guy that could like have cars thrown at him and be fine. So like you got to treat this with caution because you could pull a Homelander.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, so like I kind of see where they're coming from, but
I do see it from the perspective of them. Yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say.
oh my goodness,
Bro,
I'm
this
looking
thing,
at the credits right now. Chris Parnell plays Slade Wilson.
I do not know who that is.
That is Jerry from Rick and Morty.
Really?
That is the
No
progressive
way, dude.
box, and that is Cyril Figgis from Archer.
That's cool.
Yeah, Chris Parnell.
This did air on Adult Swim originally, right?
It still is. Yeah, it's actually still going.
Oh, okay. So that's like kind of they probably
Yeah,
just would recruit people, I'd imagine, from other Adult Swim
yeah,
shows like Rick and Morty.
that's great. Did you know? Like, this is a little off topic. Did you know that like when designing the characters for Archer, for most of the characters, they design the in-show sprite after the actor, with the exception of Archer himself. They did not design him after H. John Benjamin. But the running gag that Cyril has a big penis is apparently like they got that bit got inspired by the writers talking to Chris Parnell, because apparently in like the industry it's like a like a thing that Chris Parnell has a really big dick.
What?
Yeah, like apparently he
Uh,
also has a big dick, so they just wrote it in because like that would be like that would be something they would say to him in real life.
oh, that's pretty
mm,
cool. I mean, I guess I
I
don't
just think
know.
it's kind of funny. It's
I
like,
don't know what to say to that, to be honest.
okay, yeah, sorry, that was a little
But
out of there. I just saw Chris Parnell on the cast list, so I had to say something. But all
oh yeah,
right,
no.
yeah, no, I mean if you don't have anything else to say about episode 2, we'll watch episode 3, and then we'll kind of make
Um,
our
yeah, I kind
opinions
of
known.
covered every. We went over Slade and Amanda Waller and Live Wire. I think
Yeah. All right, sick.
we
So we're
covered
gonna
everything.
go. Yeah, we're gonna go watch episode 3 and then episode 4, and we'll give our thoughts about it.
All right, ready to go. only been 3 episodes, but I think that's definitely the best episode so far.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I was saying for last episode, I think the first two were kind of made together, and a lot of the show's assets were made early to kind of like get Adult Swim on, and now that it's
Ye-
like going, they're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, that last one did seem like it was kind of like a higher quality, not quality, I guess, but it did seem like more put together, I guess is the term I'm looking for
Yeah,
than the other two. But yeah, I really like that. First time with the heat vision, that was really cool.
yeah. No, that was cool.
Um,
I liked how, yeah, I like how he got his heat vision. I think it'd be cool to see him unlock other powers like freeze breath or like anything else that I don't know. Am I missing something that Superman can do? Really cool to see his
he's
powers.
got he's got his vision that like he can see through walls and stuff.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, X-ray vision and all that. But now,
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm curious to see what like the because he's having like premonitions every episode, so like I mean that'll be cool.
So I think
Just-
those aren't premonitions. I think they're flashbacks. And
Oh, really? To like
if
you
you
thinking
want,
like Krypton or something?
yeah, and if you want me to put my tinfoil hat on, so you know when
Yeah,
they have that like freezing ray machine, and then it
yeah,
broke, and the crystals rearranged and formed that like one thing.
yeah.
That thing looked a lot like what came out of the spaceship.
But are you talking about like those pillars
Yeah.
or whatever?
So
Yeah, yeah. I actually did. Yeah, I thought of that too. Actually,
so I think that all this crazy technology is actually Kryptonian.
that would be a cool twist. Actually,
Yeah, I think it's being studied and like used and it's eventually been repurposed for like weapon usage, but Livewire did lift like 10 storage containers. But like that's why it's having like weird effects with people because like the Kryptonians were such a much more like civilization. Like they were so much more advanced. They like knew how to work it and what the dangers were, but they were okay with it cuz like someone wouldn't do that, you know what I mean?
yeah. So, are you thinking? You must be thinking the lady who's giving them the technology is Amanda Waller, right?
Well, it's either Amanda Waller or Livewire, because she did say that like a bunch of criminals lifted like a bunch of her shit before they could come in and confiscate it.
That's true.
So either Livewire is
Isn't
doing it
isn't
or Waller is.
isn't she? She's locked up though, right? Livewire.
Well, yeah, but at the end of the first episode, no, second episode, she said to Slade that um like all like a bunch of minor criminals in Gotham took like the stuff before
Yeah.
like they could get there. So it's either Livewire or it's Amanda Waller. I think it's Livewire because like it wouldn't really make sense if Amanda Waller was doing it because her whole thing is like, I want to protect the world against the
Oh yeah.
superpower freaks, and then she's just like going around making new superpower freaks.
That's true. Yeah,
Like,
I
yeah,
didn't
that
really
would
think of
go
that.
against her motives entirely. I feel like just her wanting to make people safer while at the same time endangering them to test Superman's abilities
Yeah, that's
definitely
true.
is not her MO. I don't think she would do that.
We also haven't really been introduced to Amanda Waller yet, I guess, in this
Yeah, true. She
show.
literally just had a cameo background. I don't think even think she had like a speaking line yet.
Yeah, I was just trying to like think of like who the crazy lady could be, and like just from other stuff,
Yeah.
like from other
Yeah.
like DC movies and shows. Amanda Waller kind of,
Yeah.
some might say she could fit the the description.
Oh, she definitely does. I was actually looking into like the characters in this episode. Um, so Banshee, yes, confirmed. Mist and Roughhouse are like people involved in Intergang. So like yeah, like it is their group that's in the comics. I think their group is a
Yeah,
little bit bigger, but they just kind of took like the main characters out, so that way Superman's not fighting like six people.
yeah.
Yeah, and then
His own Sinister Six in
yeah,
like the first episode
yeah,
of the first
right.
show.
And then the warden for the prison, we looked up her name, and
Rikers Island.
she is the warden of Blackgate Prison.
Ooh, interesting.
So, like, I think she's
Get a
what was
Batman
the
Superman tie-in.
yeah. So I want to say she's the warden of Stryker's Island, but that's Spider Man, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's Spider-Man. She's not.
Striker. Well, no, it's Striker in Superman too.
Is it?
I think it's Striker in both.
Or am I thinking? Or is it the Raft?
That one's Spider Man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah. So
The raft is where they keep like in Spider Man, where they keep like the super
yeah.
villain, like the
Okay.
super
Yeah. So
powered islands.
okay. So here's where I got confused. Stryker's Island is a DC prison. Riker's prison is what's in
Rikers.
Spider-Man.
Okay,
They
yeah.
just took the S off. So that's where I was getting
Well,
confused.
I
So I'm
think
sitting here like,
isn't one of them actually named that? There is a prison in real life that is either Strikers or Riker, like in New York. Like that is a real prison. One of those two. I'm
I didn't
thinking
know
maybe
that.
Spider Man because Spider
Yeah,
Man's
probably.
more like relatable, I guess. To
Well, fun fact about Metropolis is that it's like has New York elements, but it initially was not supposed to be New York.
oh really?
I think it
What
kind of
what
got
was it?
changed. It's supposed to be Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, really?
Well, think about it. Like from Kansas to New York, like way too much. Like
I guess I mean that is kind of far. I guess yeah.
yeah, and like it said like 200 miles from Smallville, Kansas, which much more aligns with Cincinnati. Like that.
I guess I could see it. Yeah.
Yeah, like and I mean, yeah,
'Cause-
because they use the fake, like the fake cities, so it's not like it can be like like oh yeah, it's definitively New York, but like
yeah,
look at
it's
Cincinnati, it's very similar to Metropolis. I think that's what they're
oh
actually
yeah,
going for.
I can see it. Yeah. Yeah, New York or like a New York equivalent would be kind of out of the way. But it's weird though because like I think it's just like a comic book thing because you know how they're like Gotham is also supposed to be like New York, you know.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in some iterations Metropolis and Gotham are like right next to each other.
Yeah, I think it's just supposed to be like, uh, just city, you know,
Hey city, yeah.
just a city. Because now that I'm looking, I actually pulled up a map. Like I'm looking at it right now, and like Ohio is like yeah, New York is like far away, but like Ohio is also far away. You have to go through three states to
It,
get there.
it's true, yeah.
So yeah, like
I mean, I guess you got Chicago and Illinois, which is a little bit closer.
yeah, you have Chicago, but excuse me, I yawned. Nobody in Superman goes duh Bears, so I'm gonna assume that it's not.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's true because you just have like invented baseball team for Metropolis. Like I can't think of the name of them right now, but like it's the Metropolis like somethings is the professional baseball team, at least in the comics.
Metropolis. Oh, there's literally like I mean, yeah, it's a city. There's literally a district of Cincinnati called Metropolis.
So maybe it was Cincinnati then, unless the Cincinnati one came after, which is also very
Probably
possible
not.
because
So the
Superman's
yeah, so the baseball team of Metropolis is the Metropolis Meteors
meteors. That's
because
cool.
of like the freaking
Superman ship.
yeah Superman ship because that came in a meteor shower. So
Yeah, very cool.
yeah, yeah. No, just I don't know why I just felt like sharing that. I feel like we're gonna get
Yeah,
people in the
no,
comments who are gonna be like, actually, it's based off of like
the
this city.
actuallys.
Yeah, it's based off of this city in Wisconsin that the creator visited once on his honeymoon when his wife had to go to the bathroom. Like, but like I don't know. That's what I heard. I heard that like Metropolis is supposed to resemble Cincinnati more than New York. But like I mean, cities are cities. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I was just assumed, you know, like it was New York,
Yeah,
just because, like, I feel like
yeah.
every
Just because it's
fictional big
skyscrapers
city
and
is New
yeah,
York.
yeah. I get that. All right, well. So
Yep.
now this next episode I haven't seen yet. This is new. This came on HBO Max yesterday.
Ooh,
So now we can watch it.
fresh slate. I'm excited. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's get it. All right, so we just finished the fourth episode. How you
Yeah, that's.
feeling?
I liked it. I thought, like I said, I liked the parasite like design in this. I thought that was a cool fight.
I did too.
It was
I kind
kind
of
of
like the
cool.
concept.
Yeah, I kind of like. I like how he like obviously like it's the way to beat him was to not fight him, but I feel like that kind of also like symbolizes like who he is a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not always just trying to like beat the crap out of people.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
But so yeah, I thought that was cool. I didn't think her figuring it out. Do you think now? How do you think that's gonna like proceed? Do you think that it's gonna be like, is he gonna deny it, and then it's gonna go a little bit longer, before, or like, do you think she just like knows, and it's gonna like he's gonna tell her next episode?
So I think Lois is the kind of person to want someone to say their own secret instead of like her busting them for it. So
Okay,
I
yeah.
think she's going to keep pushing harder in the investigation, and like he's gonna have to come up with like crazy reasons and excuses as to why it's not actually him.
Oh my god. Yeah. Um. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because I didn't think like I mean it's only episode. How many? Do we know how many episodes there are in this first season? Are there like a lot or?
Let me check real quick. How many episodes are in My Adventures with Superman? It just says 3.
Three?
So yeah. Oh, so it'll be 10 episodes.
Oh, okay. So that actually makes a little bit more sense. We're getting to like the halfway mark of the season.
Yeah, and
So like,
the okay. Oh, we have an episode list too, which is
okay,
good. So yeah, we got. Let's go to Ivo Tower. You say. Next one will be You Will Believe a Man Can Lie, My Adventures with a
okay.
Mad Science, Kiss Kiss Fallen Portal, Zero Day Part 1, Zero Day Part 2, Hearts of the Fathers.
So then the title of the next episode kind of makes me think that he'll like continue to keep his
Yeah.
identity a secret just
Yeah.
based off of that title. Like, so maybe they'll stretch it out. Maybe like in the season finale or like
Maybe?
closer to the season finale is when it'll be revealed or something.
Yeah, well,
Because
yeah,
traditionally
probably.
he's the one that like tells her, right?
Yeah, that usually is like how it goes. She usually figures it out, and then like they go back, and then like she waits for him to tell her and stuff like that. So that's kind of
Yes.
where that goes. Um, call me a fake fan. I don't know what Zero Day is.
I'm right there with you. I don't know. I'm also in the dark.
Like there's a comic called Black Zero. There's Superman Zero. There's Superman Zero Hour. Are they just trying to like extend it to a day?
Yeah. Maybe it's a different take on that story. I'm not
Maybe.
familiar
Well,
with the
because like
story though.
Superman Zero Hour, I'm reading the summary right now, and it says that like literally the first sentence, time is collapsing in on itself, and like
That's
that
a pretty
doesn't
cool
sound
idea.
like that's consistent with the show. So I don't know what Zero Day is. I mean, Zero Day is a real thing. It's it's a thing with computing.
Yeah. Well, there is a couple episodes in between then and or where we are now and then. So unless like maybe the climax of it is
Yeah,
like the
because
climax will begin in episode 7, and then 8 and 9 will be the climax, and then 10 will be the summary or the aftermath of the climax
yeah, because
of
Deathstroke did
the
say
season.
that too. He said like, didn't he say? He said Intergang, Zero Day, Task Force X. Tell me what you know.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
So like, it looks like Zero Day is going to be a big part of this. Um, I mean, back to like just the regular like episode that we just watched. I liked it. I liked the take on Parasite. Um,
Yeah, I was a
I
fan.
yeah, I would like to think that maybe in like later seasons or later episodes he can come back as the more traditional Parasite.
Yeah. I believe the guy's name is Rudy. I don't know his last name though.
Yeah, it's Rudy. Yeah, it's Rudy something.
It's Rudy something, yeah. But yeah, maybe they'll it's like he'll somehow get his powers from the like a Mazotech or something
Yeah,
that
or
will
like
turn him
maybe
into
like the
Parasite
suit,
in this.
Rudy Jones.
Rudy Jones, okay.
But like maybe, no, I'm saying like maybe the suit kind of altered his physiology because now he has a glowing eye. I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw,
true.
like his eyes black with like glowing purple pupils. So I think what's gonna happen is they're kind of like keep him in the
But
same hole they're keeping Livewire, and there might be
yeah,
like a prison break or something, and like he can like just get energy by touching people now. You know what I mean?
maybe,
Like
yeah.
yeah, like the suit could have bonded to him, kind of very similar to what happened to Livewire. I think that's
Yeah,
gonna kind of be a
he
theme, is like
he
these technologies affecting others.
yeah, he kind of looks more like the traditional Ivo though. Like how he's like kind of old and decrepit a little bit.
A little bit now, yeah. I wonder if like the Amazo will actually come by, or if it's like just like a little like nod to the
Yeah.
Amazo robot. I mean, Amazo
See,
is more of a thing against the Justice League, I think.
yeah. I feel like they wouldn't tease the that for no reason though, you know.
Yeah, no,
And
I
also
can see that.
they could be like the parasite suit is like a proto or like technology used for that will somehow be incorporated into a Mazo.
Yeah. Do you think that his assistant Alex will become Lex Luthor?
I could see it for sure. He's a scientist. It seemed like
Yeah.
the anime evil scientist. But yeah, I think Lex Luthor's name is Alex, right? Or Alexander Luthor.
Yes. Yeah. It's Alexander Luthor. Is his full
I mean,
name?
that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah. So I
it
mean,
just
hey,
kind of threw me for a loop to see him with hair and
yeah,
like glasses and stuff. You know.
yeah. He just gotta lose his hair and bulk up a little bit,
Yeah, true.
and
But
at the
I
same
could
time,
totally see it.
I mean, I could kind of like, now that he's been kind of introduced to this world with Superman, like if my prediction is true that like all this technology is Kryptonian in nature, I can now kind of understand Lex Luthor when he's like Superman is inherently not a good thing to have around. Cuz
Yeah, that would kind of give him more of a reason to
yeah,
do what he does.
he
Yeah, I
would
agree.
blame him and be like, "Dude, this is Superman's fault. Like if I beat Superman, I can beat all this Kryptonian crap. Like the last Kryptonian thing that's on Earth we're going to get rid of is Superman himself, you know?"
Yeah, because I feel like in other versions, like his reason for opposing Superman is not really that solid.
Yeah,
Just like
it's
oh,
just
kind
because
of
he has to be a bad guy. Like some
yeah,
of the time, yeah.
like
I
he's
get
like I
sometimes,
just
yeah.
spite Superman, so I will fight
Yeah, or
him. Yeah,
like, oh yeah, Superman's ruining my criminal operations. I'm mad, grr.
yeah.
But like the
But that would be an interesting take actually if they did the whole Kryptonian tech route and he was like kind of like a more nuanced villain.
yeah, like he was more like I'm just I I yeah, I want to kill Superman because he brought all of this to our planet, and like yeah, he's like beating them, but like we gotta like, we gotta beat him, get him off our planet kind of a thing. I could see that.
Yeah, especially if like the technology affects him personally somehow.
Yeah, I could make him bald, and that's why he's all mad or something. I don't know.
Maybe yeah. It could that'd be funny. He got rid of his hair. He just forever hates
Yeah,
Superman
just
because
forever hates Superman. Um, yeah, but I mean, I did like this episode and the conclusion where she's like Clark Kent Superman and figures it out, and then if you watch the end credits, the pictures are different in the sequence, so you can kind of see how it's like
that was
updated.
a good cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was good. So
because
that
yeah, now I know it does what an episode should do. You know, I want to know what happens next.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like
Uh,
after this episode, I'm not just watching because hey, it's a new Superman show. I like that guy. Now it's like I want to see where the story goes now. Like they have me in for the next episode. I want to
oh yeah,
watch it.
me as well. Yeah,
Yeah, no, like it has me like I want to see if Lois is gonna figure this out, how she's gonna handle this. I want to see what's gonna happen to Clark. Is there gonna be shenanigans where I have a strong feeling that like the next episode is gonna start with her trying to confront Clark about it, and right when she's going to, Superman is gonna be somewhere else doing something like quote unquote Superman, and then
yeah,
Clark's gonna be like, "Who's this imposter Superman?" That's gonna be the whole point of the episode. That's
yeah.
at least that's my prediction. That's kind of what like the typical Superman show formula would look like. But like I don't know, that would have to be something that we'll see down the line.
Yeah. Through 4 episodes too. I kind of like just one little like thing that I like what they're doing is they're for the villains. They're kind of doing like they're introducing them like without really doing full blown origin stories for each of them, which I think is like pretty cool.
Yeah, I do like that too. They're just like bad people that get caught in like the wrong place, wrong time kind of thing.
Yeah, because they're like they're setting up his villains, but they'll give you like a little bit of details, but like the villains are kind of worked into the actual story as opposed to like an entire episode revolved around one villain and then like that like six times.
Yeah, it's not like Naruto when they have to go into the flashback and you gotta see everything like
Yeah,
that happened to that character that made them
that
evil.
stretches multiple episodes or
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's
half an
just
arc. Yeah,
yeah, it's just like this guy's bad for bad reason. Like Superman beat him up over.
yeah, yeah. And it's like it just flows well, like it works naturally.
Yeah, the pacing is pretty good. I do like the pacing. I think it's pretty
Yeah,
consistent as far as it goes. I yeah, no, I'm excited to see where it goes. I want to know more about Krypton because obviously that situation's a little bit different. Like by looking at what we've seen, I'm willing to predict that it wasn't a natural disaster that destroyed Krypton. I think it was like a nuke kind of weapon.
yeah.
Like yeah,
Do you think they'll fit in like the whole Brainiac thing? Like how in some adaptations it's like Brainiac invades Krypton or whatever, like with his robot army, and like that leads to the destruction of it. Or do you think it'll be like
they
something outside of
might.
Brainiac?
I don't know.
Because I do
They
think they're
might.
gonna bring in. I feel like they have to bring in Brainiac eventually,
Yeah,
whether
either.
maybe
Yeah,
next season or like a season after. But like
I think.
he's a major Superman villain.
Oh yeah, I think it would be cool to have like Brainiac be a precursor villain to Zod. You
That'd be
know,
cool. Yeah.
that actually might be what Zero Day is about. Because Zero Day is a computing term, so it might be like Brainiac gets like into a computer and starts fucking
Oh,
shit up.
maybe, yeah.
It could,
The
and yeah,
silhouette of the person could
yeah,
be. I mean, we thought it was amazing. Maybe it could be Brainiac. We
yeah,
never
and like
know.
yeah, and Hearts of the Fathers like that shows that like we're gonna get the full conclusion of what happened on Krypton, and it is
Yeah,
known that Jor-El and Zod were on opposing sides. So like Brainiac could have been like a precursor to usher in Zod because it looks like to me those robots are like conquering machines because we got videos of like a Stargate opening and then we got like videos of robots in a field shooting people and like so I'm just making the prediction now. I think what's gonna happen is Zod's like a planet conqueror or something. His own planet doesn't want it, so they get into this massive conflict, and then it ends up with the destruction of Krypton, and then Zod's either in the Phantom Zone or somewhere, and like Jor-El sends Kal-El to Earth to a place where like Zod wants to conquer to like get it ready. But like Kal-El doesn't know Kryptonian, so he got adopted by humans. But I think that
yeah,
might be it. It might like Jor-El. Like I think in this continuity, I like how it's not like as ambiguous either. Like it would be cool if there was like a specific reason why he sent him, and I think it's like to make sure that Zod is taken care of because Zod will come by and try to take it over.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I might be
I
having
I
super high
wonder.
hopes too. I might be completely off. I'm just saying this is what I like think might happen.
Oh yeah, well it's cool to theorize and stuff too. Like
Yeah.
but in the OG animated series from like the '90s, Brainiac is on Krypton with them at the beginning. Like he's the AI that like works for the Kryptonians or whatever, and he like Jor-El was like saying the planet was gonna blow up, and then Brainiac was kind of like, did I say Zod? I meant Brainiac,
Yeah.
but yeah, Brainiac was kind of being like, oh no, everything's fine, and then he just like dips.
Yeah, because he's doing the whole like harvest information and destroy the original kind of thing.
Yeah,
Which I think, honestly, I think that'd be a really cool like season two development. I kind of like the
yeah,
formula that we're getting into, where it's like you have an original version of a character, and then they're gonna go through something, and that's gonna make them a more advanced version of their character, closer to the original. Kind of like with Livewire. Like
yeah,
Livewire just had an electrical like suit, and then she gets zapped in the crystal, and now she's like probably going to have like bioelectric powers.
yeah.
And like
I think
I like that. I think that's cool, and I hope we get stuff like that where it builds on the characters. So they kind of get an upgrade, so you can kind of get like two challenges out of the same character. It kind of helps you make more content without having to like just throw random or like a shit ton of villains at the wall. You know?
yeah, I do like that concept too. And I feel like with a bigger villain like Brainiac, it would take like a whole season to kind of build up to that. And like the climax of the season would be like the Superman versus Brainiac, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, Brainiac would definitely be like a slow burn kind of character.
Yeah,
Like
like they'll
yeah,
tease him at the beginning of the season or whatever, and then he'll like do stuff in the middle that leads to the climax, and then like Superman will have to stop him, you know, and then the ultimate battle would be between them, and then you know.
yeah. No, it'd be kind of cool. I'd be down to see that. Um, I kind of just want to see where the show's going right now, though. I am locked
Oh
in.
yeah, no, I'm just
I'm willing to. Yeah,
throwing ideas
yeah,
for
yeah.
future
Just like me with
seasons, you
like
know.
the Zod angle, I'm just kind of
Yeah,
throwing whatever like out. Like I think either way, it's gonna be good. I kind of like where it's going. I like the. I actually. Something I didn't like initially that I like a lot now is the chemistry between Lois and Clark.
yeah,
I actually really
I'm
like
a
the
fan of it as
chemistry.
well. Yeah,
Cause like I felt like they came on a little too strong, a little too cliche in the beginning. But like now that they've spent time together, I can buy that they like each other but don't want to admit their feelings.
yeah,
And then like with Lois giving him a kiss on the cheek and saying like, "Yeah, just walk me home, give me your jacket." Like
yeah.
that's
They feel
cute. Yeah.
more like boyfriend girlfriend now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it feels earned. It doesn't even have to be boyfriend girlfriend. They could just be seeing each other. You know,
yeah,
and
true.
like it just it feels like that's more earned. You know what I mean? Like that didn't just happen out of nowhere, which I kind of like.
Yeah,
Like I want to see where that
I'm sure the
continues to.
more, yeah, the more episodes go by, that like relationship will get stronger and stronger too.
Yeah.
Like it's weird, or like just to go back to like an earlier thing, like it's crazy because normally we're 4 episodes in and we have literally seen pretty much not like barely any Kryptonian stuff. Like we got Jor-El for like 5 minutes, not even, which is like kind of like a departure from like other like adaptations, you know, because usually like when he finds out he's got powers, he like goes through
Yeah.
the whole thing where like he'll be taught his whole like heritage, you know, and like where he came from and the fate of Krypton. But that has not happened yet, which is like kind of cool actually, because it's like a nice change. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like it's definitely like a reimagining, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I mean, I'm always like I am of the mind that I might not like the changes you make. I might not agree with them, but if you're going to take an IP and make either a new show or any new kind of content, like I really respect taking a chance going out there and doing it in your own style. Like
Yeah.
there are some things I like, there's some things I don't like. You just that's just what happens when you try something new. Like I'm not crazy about the Slade Wilson design. I don't like that he's like an anime e-boy.
Oh yeah,
But
I'm with you there. It's
I don't like Livewire's haircut when it's like down. I
when she's not using her powers. Yeah.
yeah, she's not using her powers. Um I'm not a big fan of how they're portraying like Cat Grant and Steve Lombard. I mean Steve Lombard's fine, but like Cat Graham kind of like yeah, she's usually kind of nice, but
She's a
like
little over the top. Yeah.
yeah, a little over the top, but like I'm not gonna say like it's just shit because it's different. You know what
Yeah,
I
we got
mean?
to
Like
think too. This is like kind of like Superman for a whole new generation because he
yeah,
didn't have a like last time he had his own solo animated show was 30 years ago. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that
Like
is true. That is true. So it does have some pretty high standards to live
so
up
like
to. But like I
and
do
then,
like where they're going with it though. Like I
yeah.
like what they're doing so far. I mean, there's things, some things I don't like. There are gonna be things in a bunch of things I don't like. My favorite Star Wars movie is the sixth one. There's a lot of things I don't like in that one.
Oh yeah.
But
You just gotta take the good with the bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
you just gotta take the good with the bad. I just gotta kind of excuse me.
As long as there's more good than bad, you know, you're in a good
Yeah,
spot.
yeah, exactly. And it's also just I like them taking the risk and taking the chance. That's something like I whenever I talk about like new movies and TV that I like don't like, or if it's just like uh if it's like a new take on an old IP, something that I complain about frequently is I don't like it when um, they just do the same thing over again, but just like worse. And I also don't like
Yeah,
when they just do change for the sake of change. You know what I mean? Like they
yeah,
just
I
change stuff so they
agree.
can
That's
say it's new. With My Adventures with Superman, I feel like this is obviously like someone has passion for it. Someone either on the writing team or the director or all of them. Like it's tough to
yeah,
find projects now where like people give a shit. Like to
yeah,
be quite frank about it, and I can definitely tell that people care about My Adventures with Superman. That there are people who are on the project that want to tell a story, their story, using these characters, and like I might not like some of the aspects they changed, but like I am here for this story. Like
yeah,
I'm ready to like hear it out. You know what I mean? Because it's like
yeah.
obviously like people care. There's a greater story at like play here. They're trying to change things around to like pay homage to things that they like. So like I do like what this is, and I'm really excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for the whole like team behind it, but obviously, like there are definitely Superman fans behind the creation of this
Oh
show.
yeah, dude.
Like
Like I can literally draw an
it's
example right now.
yeah, it's made apparent in the episodes. Like you can tell,
Yeah,
like
like I can literally draw an example right now. The new Spider-Man cartoon, the one that Disney made when it acquired it, the cartoon that killed Spectacular Spider-Man and replaced it with this like dumb schlock cartoon. It's just
which one was that?
not good.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
No, there was one afterwards. That's how bad it is. No one knows it exists.
Really?
Yeah, it was like yeah, it's like a brand new cartoon, and it came out right around the time of Spider-Man: Homecoming, and it was meant to be like oh like the new Spider-Man cartoon that's on TV, but it
It's like
just
that's Tom
isn't
Holland's
good.
Spider-Man or
Kind
whatever.
of yeah, it's like his like yeah, it's like his era of Spider-Man kind of put in a cartoon. Like it doesn't follow the same continuity, but like you
Okay.
know yeah, it's I think it's
Yeah,
like
it's like a
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Peter goes to like some kind of boarding school or something. Like I've only seen a couple episodes, but I did not like what I saw. He goes to like this like Empire High School or whatever, and it's like oh super technology whatever, and I'm super smart so I can go here, and I'm also Spider Man, and it's like okay like that's a major part of the character. How are you gonna like present that differently and compelling in a way? They just don't. It's just like schlock. The jokes aren't funny. Nothing lands. Like something interesting about My Adventures with Superman is like there is a sense of humor, and while I'm not the biggest fan of anime humor, I'm not gonna go so far as to call the show cringe because it's not.
Yeah, I think there are definitely like there are just like kind of goofy moments that at least land for me.
Yeah,
Like
they're
some of it,
reining
I'm
them
like
in.
rolling my eyes, but like some of
Yeah,
them like are well placed. I think.
yeah, some of them are, but like I like this show's sense of humor. The sense of humor for the Spider-Man cartoon makes absolutely no sense. Like he just says shit, just whatever comes to mind. They just wrote it down and put it in the show. And, like
Yeah.
it makes no sense.
Well, it's
And
yeah, like
yeah,
with the super My Adventures with Superman, they're like they're setting up interesting foreshadowing and plot points too, like sprinkled throughout episodes and stuff.
yeah,
Like they have a story they want to tell, and they're getting ready to like present
yeah,
that to us. You know.
yeah. No, I like the structure of like villain of the week episodes with a linear story behind it to bridge them all together. I think that's why a lot of people really
Yeah.
liked CW's The Flash, especially season one,
Yeah.
just because like
I'm a
that.
fan of that as well.
Yeah, it's because like it gives you a reason to come back every week because you get a little bit of another story on top of seeing a new story every week, you know. And
Yeah.
that's what kind
So
of
yeah,
like
it's almost like two stories in 1 week.
yeah, so like that's what's cool about it, and I like that they're kind of building up to like something greater. And like this is definitely gonna make me like rewatch the season probably from the beginning because I can feel it. There's gonna be some kind of reveal where it's like there was something in plain sight the whole time that like I just wasn't seeing. I feel like that's what's gonna be. Like I'm gonna put my money on all the text Kryptonian, and it's gonna make me want to go back and rewatch everything so I can like see where everything it's like oh yeah that's what this is, that's what this is and stuff.
Yeah, I get the
Um,
details.
yeah, but it's like clear that like these people sat down in a room and they said we like Superman, we like anime, we want to tell a Superman story with that anime art style and like like story structure, and like people who cared and who are good writers actually sat
Yeah,
down and said, "Yeah, this is what I want. This is what we want to do," and then they did that, or are doing that, and I'm enjoying where it's going. It's obvious that like these people care. It's not just like, hey, corporate says we need another show, we gotta pump it out. That's kind of my opinion of Spider-Man, like the new Spider-Man cartoon. I don't even think it's airing anymore, but like, yeah,
shows you how much I know.
yeah,
I never even heard of it.
yeah. So like to me that show just felt like, hey, corporate wants a Spider-Man cartoon to sell toys. Like, just go through the villains gallery, like Black Suit, whatever. Like, dude, they did so much in so little time because they were just pumping out like villains and costumes and toys and whatever. Like
Yeah, probably for
they had I think like one or two good episodes or good arcs. I know that they did a Superior Spider-Man story,
that's
which,
pretty cool.
yeah, I think that's the first time that's ever been adapted from the comics, which I'm okay with. I've seen like clips from it. I haven't watched the whole thing. I watched the first season. I watched a couple of like arcs. Like their Black Suit Saga isn't that good, and I just kind of said like, yeah, I'm over this. So I just kind of
Yeah,
let it go because it
that's
just
a
felt
shame.
so corporate and forced. This doesn't feel corporate and forced. Like this feels like some people had to go into a boardroom and convince somebody to make this show.
Yeah, they definitely had to pitch this. I feel like.
Yeah, they definitely had to like. I can probably hear in my head like, kids like anime, and we're
Yeah,
trying to bring Superman to the new generation. Like I could totally see them
yeah.
pitching this.
It sounds weird too when you say it. Like we're gonna mix Superman with anime. Like it just like without seeing this, it kind of is like, how would that even work? Like if I hadn't seen this, I'd be like, oh, kind of sounds weird, you know?
Yeah, I would like I could understand that, especially if it was someone like Studio Trigger or like one of those like really good action based anime things, and it could be like, okay, just most like a Superman action show, but like they're going for a like Superman drama where they're going into the character of Clark Kent and they're going into the character of Lois, and they're trying to include Jimmy a lot more, which I like that. I like that Jimmy's being included a lot more than just Superman's pal. He's Clark's roommate and he works with him, so like they have to kind of like be
Yeah,
together a lot of the time.
he is as opposed to other adaptations, very involved with this story. It
Yeah, I
seems
think he's
like.
the most involved like he's been since like Supergirl on the CW.
Yeah, like I've never seen him this involved in any Superman thing I've watched. Like he's always just like a cameo or something, or like he'll just be with Lois, taking
Yeah,
photos, and he'll have like a line or two.
yeah.
But
So no,
this he's like a main character pretty
I like how
much.
they made him like Alex Jones. Like I want to
Yeah,
see edits of him like as Alex Jones. Like
yeah,
Superman turning the frogs gay. like, like I think that'd be really cool. Like if there's just fan art of him like Alex Jones.
yeah.
But
Like his what is it, YouTube channel or whatever?
yeah,
Like
what,
is
Flamebird I
is
think it's
just
called. Yeah.
Infowars.
Yeah, I think that's cool though cuz that kind of adds another angle of pressure onto Superman because not only is his love interest desperately trying to figure out who he actually is, but now he has his best friend trying to do it, but like not in like a personal reason, just because he wants to uncover the truth, and he thinks it's
Yeah,
extraordinary.
yeah. So he's got like two people actively trying to
Yeah,
uncover his
two people
identity.
actively trying to do it, like fully admitting, like, yeah, once I get the information, it's going everywhere. So he
Yeah,
knows he can't trust them, at least not at this stage of the game.
two people pretty very close to him too.
Yeah, true. Like his love interest and his like roommate slash brother character.
Yeah, like people who are with him all the time. So yeah, that would add a lot of pressure.
Yeah, so I like that though. I like where it's going. I like what the direction, the vibe is of it.
Yeah, I'm very satisfied with everything I've seen so far. I think it will once it really like gets going. I think it'll be really really good.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see where it goes. I have my theories, and I just want to see like what's gonna actually happen. Um, I'm reading like a cast list, and it looks like we're gonna be getting some other characters, so I can't wait to kind of see like how they come into play and like where things are and stuff like that. So I'm um I'm like optimistic. Like I'm not gonna shit on it just yet. I think it's a little too early to pass judgment, but at the
Oh
same
yeah,
time, I like what I see.
I mean I do have minor like issues, you know. But I'm actually like very up on this show right now. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. No,
I'm
yeah.
looking. I have high hopes. I think it's gonna be. I think it will get better as well.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely agree with that. Yeah. So I'm down to keep watching the show. We'll do another one of these next week for episode 5. You will believe
Absolutely.
a man can lie, and we'll take it
Looking
from
forward
there.
to it.
Yeah, I'm excited to look for it.